Have you ever wondered what truly happens to our bodies once we cross the age of 80? It's a question many people carry quietly in their minds, but rarely speak out loud. Maybe it's because aging feels like a scary subject, or maybe it's because we don't want to picture ourselves there. But here's the truth. Aging is not an enemy, it's a teacher. And the more we understand it, the more power we have to face it with courage, wisdom, and even joy. Think about it this way. Every wrinkle tells a story. Every step might be slower, but every year adds wisdom and perspective. Life after 80 is not the end of the road. It's a different chapter, one that can still be rich with purpose, laughter, and meaning. The difference lies in knowing what to expect and how to prepare. In this video, we'll uncover 5 important shifts the body goes through after turning 80. Some of these changes may sound challenging, but each one can be managed, adapted to, and even embraced. Because when you know what's coming, you don't just survive aging, you thrive through it. So if you or someone you deeply care about has crossed that milestone, stay with me. What you're about to hear may transform the way you look at aging and the years still ahead of you. 1. Shifts in sleep patterns. One of the first noticeable changes after 80 is sleep. For many, gone are the days of falling asleep at midnight and waking up well past sunrise. Instead, bedtime shifts earlier, and mornings often begin before dawn. Sleep also becomes lighter, with more frequent awakenings during the night. At first, this can feel like a loss, like something essential has been taken away. But really, it's just the body adjusting its internal rhythm. Take, for example, a woman in her mid-80s who used to brag about her ability to sleep through anything. These days, she wakes up multiple times during the night, but instead of fighting against it, she created a soothing routine. Dim lights an hour before bed, soft music, a warm caffeine-free tea, and a short stretch to ease her body. She still gets the rest she needs, just in a new pattern. Here's the science. The brain produces less melatonin as we age, which makes sleep more fragile. That's why things like a cool, dark bedroom, avoiding screens before bed, or staying active during the day makes such a big difference. And sleep is about more than rest. It affects memory, emotions, and even immunity. Poor sleep can leave the mind foggy and the body drained. But with the right habits, older adults can wake up with energy, clarity, and even a renewed sense of optimism. Sleep after 80 doesn't have to be worse. It just needs to be different. And when approached with patience and intention, it can still give the body everything it needs to recharge. 2. Bone density declines. Another shift that happens quietly but powerfully after 80 is in the bones. Once solid and strong, they gradually thin out, losing density and strength. This makes them more fragile and increases the risk of fractures, even from something as small as a trip over the edge of a rug. But bone changes don't only affect strength, they affect posture too. Many notice that they don't stand quite as tall, or that their backs curve forward slightly. These are small reminders of the years lived and the body's natural changes. Still, this isn't a signal to stop moving. It's a call to move smarter. Nutrition plays a huge role here. Calcium-rich foods like yogurt, leafy greens, or fortified milk, along with vitamin D, are powerful allies. Gentle weight-bearing exercises, walking, light resistance training, or even gardening help bones stay resilient. I knew an older woman who kept a pair of hand weights by her chair. Every time she watched her favorite TV show, she'd lift them a few times. It wasn't intense, but it was consistent, and over time, it helped her maintain her bone strength. The truth is, your bones may not be as dense as they were at 40, but they still respond to care. With small, steady habits, you can protect yourself from injuries, preserve independence, and keep enjoying the activities you love. Aging bones may bend, but they don't have to break your spirit. 3. Digestive changes. By 80, the digestive system works differently than before. Meals that once felt satisfying may now lead to bloating, discomfort, or sluggishness. That's because the stomach produces less acid, and the muscles of the digestive tract move food more slowly. This means fewer nutrients are absorbed efficiently, especially vitamin B12, which is critical for brain health and energy. Fiber also becomes more important to prevent constipation. An 82-year-old man once told me how his big steak dinners used to be his favorite part of the week, but now those meals left him feeling heavy and uncomfortable. Instead of giving up eating altogether, he discovered joy in smaller, lighter meals, like oatmeal with berries, a warm bowl of vegetable soup, or grilled fish with steamed vegetables. These choices gave him energy without the strain. Hydration is another silent hero here. After 80, the body's thirst signals aren't as strong, so it's easy to forget to drink. Yet, simply sipping water throughout the day or adding water-rich fruits like melons and oranges can keep digestion smooth. But here's something even more important. Meals aren't just about food. They're about connection. Eating with family or friends often improves appetite and brings joy. That laughter and companionship around the table are just as nourishing as the food itself. So yes, digestion slows, but it also invites us to build a new, gentler relationship with food. One that's less about rushing and more about savoring. 4. Joints and mobility. One of the most noticeable changes after 80 is how joints and bones respond to daily life. Years of use can leave joints stiff, while cartilage, the cushion that protects them, thins out. Even simple tasks like climbing stairs, bending to tie shoes, or carrying groceries may feel harder. Bones also become more fragile, so a small fall could have a bigger impact. But mobility is not lost. It just needs to be approached differently. Take gardening, for example. An 85-year-old woman I knew loved tending to her plants, but her knees no longer allowed her to kneel in the soil. Instead of giving up, she switched to raised planters and continued gardening with the same joy, just in a new way. The key is adaptation. Gentle weight-bearing activities like walking, Tai Chi, or light yoga keep the body moving. Swimming is another wonderful option, as it's easy on the joints while still strengthening muscles. Stretching regularly also eases stiffness and keeps mobility alive. Nutrition supports this too. Calcium and vitamin D strengthen bones, while omega-3 fatty acids can ease joint inflammation. The emotional side of this shift is just as important. When movement becomes harder, it's easy to feel discouraged. But many older adults find strength in redefining what activity looks like for them. It's not about doing less, it's about doing differently. Mobility after 80 is less about limits and more about creativity. With the right care, movement remains a source of independence, freedom, and joy. 5. Slower digestive function. Finally, Digestion itself slows even more with age. The intestines move food at a gentler pace, and the stomach produces less acid, which can leave you feeling full longer or cause constipation. Imagine an older man who once loved heavy pasta dinners. Now, those same meals leave him sluggish. Instead of giving them up entirely, he adjusts smaller portions, lighter meals, and more frequent snacks throughout the day. Foods like oatmeal, soups, cooked vegetables, and fresh fruits become staples. And with those adjustments, meals go back to being enjoyable instead of uncomfortable. Hydration is critical here too. As thirst signals fade with age, it's easy to underestimate how much water the body needs. But sipping water regularly or enjoying foods with high water content makes digestion smoother and keeps energy up. And let's not forget, the joy of eating is not just about taste, it's about who you share the meal with. Sitting at the table with loved ones, telling stories, and laughing over food makes every bite more meaningful. Yes, digestion changes, but it doesn't take away the joy of eating. It simply asks you to be more mindful, and in return, it often makes meals more satisfying than ever before. Reaching the age of 80 and beyond isn't just about numbers, it's about resilience, wisdom, and the beauty of adaptation. Sure, the body changes, sleep becomes lighter, bones thin, digestion slows, joints ache. But through every change, one truth remains. The human body is designed to adapt, and when you meet these changes with awareness, patience, and a willingness to adjust, you don't just survive aging, you thrive in it. Many older adults even discover that slowing down allows them to savor life more deeply, spending more time with family, cherishing small joys, and appreciating each day as a gift. So, don't think of aging as a loss. Think of it as an invitation to care for yourself in new ways, to embrace wisdom, and to live with more intention than ever before. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you learned today that surprised you? Leave your answer in the comments. Your thoughts inspire us and may inspire someone else watching too. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us bring more content that informs, inspires, and uplifts. Thank you for watching. And remember, life after 80 is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new, meaningful chapter.